His dad sabotaged every single job offer. So my ex-husband Rick thought he was playing 4D chess, but I caught him pulling some evil genius-level crap that completely wrecked our son's career, for a little while anyway. Our son Jake is 22, smart kid, just graduated with a 3.7 GPA in computer science, 2 internships under his belt, total nerdy sweetheart. After the divorce, he stayed with Rick since his place was closer to campus. It was supposed to be temporary, but then Jake graduated, and SAT started getting weird. Jake kept telling me he was applying for jobs, like dozens a week, but he wasn't getting any callbacks, no interviews, no rejections, just dead silence, which made zero sense. Kid had a solid resume. His friends were landing entry-level jobs left and right. Meanwhile, he's sitting there feeling like chopped liver. I started getting suspicious when Jake casually mentioned he was using Rick's address on all his applications. Rick, meanwhile, kept telling him not to rush. Take your time. The job market's tough. Maybe go back to school? All while being suspiciously chill about Jake not moving out. Now, Rick had always been controlling when we were married, like the, what are you doing with your life every 10 minutes kind of guy. So I did a little snooping. Okay, fine. I broke into his email. Not sorry. Dude still used our old wedding anniversary as his password. I waited until Jake came over for dinner, and while he was eating tacos, I logged in. And holy hell, there were dozens of emails. Not rejections, interview requests, follow-ups, even a few job offers. Companies had been responding to Jake's applications, and Rick was intercepting every single one. He was deleting responses, replying as Jake to decline offers, and worst of all, straight up calling places and pretending to be one of Jake's references, just to sabotage him, like full villain mode. One company offered Jake $75K starting, and Rick responded with, thank you, but I've decided to pursue other opportunities. This man was out here playing fake career manager and burning every bridge like he was on a speed run. Even worse, he kept notes, literal notes to himself about which companies he'd tanked and what he told them. Unreliable, poor attendance, not ready for professional work. That's what he told employers about his own son. Why? So Jake would stay at home, broke, and under his thumb. I printed everything. Screenshots, emails, notes, made a whole manila folder of doom. Then I called Jake and told him to come over. He shows up, I hand him the folder, and he just sits there, staring. 10 minutes of total silence. Then tears. Not sad tears, furious tears. He said he'd been feeling like a failure for months and couldn't understand why no one wanted to hire him. That broke me. This wasn't just sabotage, it was psychological warfare. That same day, we drove over to Rick's place. Jake walked in, straight-faced, ready to pack his SAT. Rick, of course, played dumb. What's going on? There must be a misunderstanding. Until I whipped out the receipts. His face went ghost white. Dude looked like he'd seen a subpoena. Then came the excuses. I was protecting him. He's not ready. I know what's best for my son. Rick actually tried to argue that Jake would have taken the wrong job and ruined his life. Meanwhile, Jake's quietly folding his shirts into a suitcase while Rick keeps circling us like a rejected sitcom dad, muttering, you'll regret this. I didn't care. I'd already signed a lease for a small one-bedroom across town. Nothing fancy. Kitchenette, fast Wi-Fi, and most importantly, no controlling psycho dad. I paid the first month's rent and deposit. It was his, finally. First thing we did in his new place? Changed his email and phone number. Clean slate. Within 2 weeks, he had 3 interviews lined up. Within a month, he landed a job at a software company. $73,000 a year, benefits. And they actually treat him like a human being. And Rick, last I heard, he's still telling anyone who'll listen that we manipulated Jake and that real men stay home and work on themselves. Whatever, dude. Jake's out there thriving, building his life, and doesn't have to hear his dad call him lazy every morning while he's pouring cereal. If Rick wanted control, he just lost it forever.